So welcome to the West Building Theater session on the unified admin experience in the new Microsoft Endpoint Manager. So my name is Daniel Garrity. I'm a senior program manager with the Microsoft Endpoint Manager team. I'm working on the Intune side of Microsoft Endpoint Manager, and today what I'd like to present to you is the refreshed Admin Center portal experience and a few new features that we've added to the Intune side of Microsoft Endpoint Manager to help simplify your lives as the IT administrator. So a quick recap. About 2 or 3 years ago, we looked across all of Microsoft's IT administration products and services and realized we have a lot of portals. We had something like 27 different portals and products, and we got to do better, we got to rationalize this. And as part of the move to the M365 suite, we decided we're going to centralize the entire M365 admin experience around the Admin Center at admin.microsoft.com, and then we would have a limited number of specialist portals that you'll be able to deep dive into key management areas around the primary services of the suite. And today, I'd like to dive into the Endpoint Management suite. So a quick show of hands, how many folks have used or are currently using Intune for endpoint management? Very good, about half. And how many manage it by going to portal.azure.com? All right, about the same number. All right, how many folks have been going to devicemanagement.microsoft.com? Okay, probably about a tenth. So we had launched what was formerly known as DMAC, or the Device Management Admin Center, at devicemanagement.microsoft.com last year. And the goal was to get you out of portal.azure.com, clean up the experience, so instead of seeing all of the infrastructure and cloud infrastructure services and products, we could focus one portal on just your IT admin endpoint management services. And so it was a separate portal, but it still had quite a few different things floating around in it. And it's brought together the data from Configuration Manager and Intune, as well as workflows from Azure Active Directory and Desktop Analytics. And it is what we are continuing to build on for Microsoft Endpoint Manager. But the move of Microsoft Endpoint Manager is to take the same portal at devicemanagement.microsoft.com. We've rebranded it with the new Microsoft Endpoint Manager brand. And now it is going to be the home where we are bringing a more rationalized and simplified approach to surfacing up all of the endpoint management tools from the Microsoft 365 suite. And we're bringing in more data and more workflows from Config Manager. If you're using Config Manager, whether or not you're using co-management with Intune, there will be just native data and workflows coming into this portal from Configuration Manager. Microsoft Intune is the other core piece of Endpoint Manager. But then all the rest of the tools that will touch your lives: Azure Active Directory, Desktop Analytics, on the horizon, even workflows from Windows Virtual Desktop. We're trying to bring them all into one single pane of glass so you don't have to jump around to the Azure portal and the security portal. It'll all be here for you. So I just want to dive in very quickly into why we're looking at this. Feature integration. Other services like Desktop Analytics, Windows Autopilot, all of the data, the rich data you can get from the databases on your on-prem Config Manager, and Intune features that we're continuing to roll out and replicated in this console. So you don't have to go to portal.azure.com anymore. If you're using Intune, this is the place to go. So I just want to show you a live demo and drive around a bit and show you some of the key changes that we've made in the latest refresh. If you have been using devicemanagement.microsoft.com, you'll notice in the past couple weeks, we radically changed the layout of the menus. So on the left, you can see, instead of having like 10 plus top-level menu items, we've reduced it radically down. You've got your devices, apps, security, users and groups, tenant administration, which is your global configurations, connectors to other services, tenant-wide, org-wide, troubleshooting, and reports. And that's it at the top level. Another big change we made is now you can find the same objects in multiple ways. And one of the big ways that we changed how you can find things multiple ways is by platform pivots. Before, you could go to devices, see all these different resources for devices, and if I go, say, to configuration profiles, I'll get this massive list. It'd be mixed up with Android, Mac OS, Windows. Now, if I only care about managing my Windows PCs, or I'm the person on the team in charge of Windows, now I can just go straight to the platform pivot, and that brings me up all the same menus filtered to what's relevant to Windows. I can now go to my configuration policies, and I only get the configuration policies relevant to Windows. This was a big piece of feedback, so we took your feedback and said, we're going to actually make this happen. Similarly with enrollment, enrollment used to be off in its own space, and you had to then navigate there, live in the enrollment land. We brought each platform's relevant enrollment workflows straight into its own platform workspace. Another great feature that we just recently released was the home page. The home page is not to replace your dashboard. The home page is a page controlled by us, the Microsoft Endpoint Manager team, to surface up key insights and status of the services, to promote new features. It's another place that you can see what's new and what's coming out recently in the product blog. And also brand new is guided scenarios. This is a new feature which we're releasing, and I'll get into a bit later, on how, if you don't know where to start, if you're a bit lost, if you're just moving to Intune for the first time for managing PCs or mobile devices, these are kind of guided experiences that you can just quickly get going. And we'll be changing which ones we're promoting on the homepage from time to time as we release more. All right. So besides changing the admin console itself, and besides changing how we're laying things out, that's just shifting around existing functionality. We're also continuing to make real investment in making your life simpler in new features themselves. These are features providing more default values, so we're not just saying, here's a completely blank policy, go pick 100 settings and hope you know which ones are right. Or deploying multiple configurations as a unit. We'll get into that with the policy sets. And providing more end-to-end guidance. Oftentimes, knowing what the right setting is usually the second to last step to success. Sometimes, in order to even get a setting or an app, you have to go connect up to an app store, you have to connect to a third-party service, Apple or Google. There's a lot of pre-work that can go into actually getting the configurations you need. So we're also investing in how can we do a better job of guiding you end-to-end. If you start brand new with nothing, we can actually guide you all the way to having a device configured the way you want it. So let's start with providing more default values. So last year, and since last Unite, we have released the security baselines. The Windows 10 1903 security baselines, the Microsoft Defender Advanced Threat Protection security baselines. These are baselines for Windows 10 that we worked with governments around the world to come up with what is the best practice from Intune, from the cloud, native mobile device management policy to Windows 10 that sets them up in the way that we think is the industry standard for securing them. And of course, after you deploy these aren't locked down. You can go in, you can see all the settings and inspect what they look like. And coming soon, we have the new Edge baseline and baseline for Office as well. So as we're rolling out the new Edge browser and as you're rolling out Office, we'll also have baselines. But setting settings on configurations is just one part of a whole host of resources. You have your apps, you have your app settings, app protection, Wi-Fi profiles, certificates, many, many different types of resources. And oftentimes, different users are going to need different intersecting sets of these resources, or different populations of devices. If one population of devices might need a slightly different set or a different tweak on this profile depending on your geolocation or how sensitive information they're handling. So how many folks today have this situation where you have different populations of users and devices that need mostly the same things, but then they need a couple special things different? Yeah. So how many people have had to actually deploy those sorts of situations with Intune today? A couple hands? All right. one last question. How many folks prefer pivoting on users as opposed to pivoting on devices? So users, all right, show of hands for devices, pivoting on populations of devices, all right, fewer devices. So Intune supports both for certain device types. Most configurations, like the device settings and compliance, you can target either a group of users or a group of devices. Most apps will support device or user assignment, but there are a few resources throughout Intune that is deliberately, they can only be assigned either to a group of devices or they can only be assigned to a group of users. But in either case, often what this workflow ends up looking like is you have to put all of your target entities into a group. This is a group in Azure Active Directory. You have to create a new security group, make sure everyone's in it. Then you say, all right, here's my list of things. I need to go put all these apps in. I need to put in all these app configs, all these device configs. And you may all well know, or at least the Intune users, what this entails. You have to open up the first app. You have to create an assignment to that app. You have to open up the second app. You have to create an assignment to that app, and so on and so forth. Many, many clicks, many jumping in and out of all these different menus. So prone to error, a lot of repetition. We want to help make that go away. And so that's where I'm very happy to introduce the concept of a policy set. So policy set is a new construct within the Intune console that allows you in one unified guided experience say, hey, I just want to get a lot of stuff. And I'm just going to, here's the tab for apps, add these apps. Here's the tab for app configs, add these app configs. Here's the tab for app protection, device settings, compliance policies. And then I just add one assignment action on the policy set itself, and the policy set automatically handles making sure all those resources get assigned to those groups. So just to show you what that actually looks like in the console, there's a couple places, again, you can find the same thing multiple places today, either on devices or under apps. We've added under the policy section a link to policy sets. So policy sets look pretty much like any other resource. You can have a list of all the ones you've created in the past, but I'm going to go ahead and create a new one. So say I want to create a new set, a brand new deployment for my sales team. And the next section is application management. Here I get to pick my apps. It just pulls up all the apps that I already have. So I can pull up app configuration policies. Or I can even deploy Intune app protection policies. Under device management, it'll pull up all my device configuration policies. So I can pick whatever of those that are appropriate for this group. Under device enrollment, if I'm actually configuring a population of devices for autopilot, I can deploy autopilot profiles. I can also deploy device type restrictions. So this is who is allowed to enroll what kind of device. So if this is a deployment going out to a population of users, I can just lock that down here. The enrollment status page is interesting because it only supports user assignment, not device assignment, whereas the autopilot deployment profile only supports device assignment. Because it's for autopilot, the devices have to be pre-registered. So that's a good thing to call out. You're probably only going to be putting one or the other in the same policy set just because of that difference in what they can be assigned to. Assignments should look very familiar. If you're familiar with Intune, you have all your standard complex assignment types. You can either pick the groups individually, you can go to all users or all devices. Those are the virtual groups that Intune provides. You can provide exclusion groups. You can say it goes to all of these people, but I want to exclude anybody in these specific groups. And then the review and create just gives you a quick summary of what you put into the policy set and whatever groups you're assigning it to. And once it's created, you can always come back to it. It just stays on the list, and you can say, hey, what was in the sales team? What was the sales team getting? Today, if you go look at the Azure AD security group, there's no way to find that out. The Azure AD security group won't tell you what all the Intune objects are assigned to it. But if you keep one policy set assigned to one security group for all your Intune configuration, you can always just come back here and make edits. You can add something, take something away, change the group assignments, and you're good to go. All right. So just to recap on policy sets, quick tip. If you keep a one-to-one mapping, one policy set to one Azure AD security group, that keeps finding everything that's going to that population of users' devices simple. You can always just go right back to the policy set. If you have lots of optional apps that you want to just show up in the company portal and let the users choose whether or not to install it or not, policy sets are a great choice because every time I just add the app, it also will automatically configure it to be an optional install for the user. If you want to require forced install, you'd have to go specify that on each app. A couple things to remember when using policy sets. Conflicts are still handled by the individual resources. So if I create two conflicting compliance policies and put them into the same policy set, that's exactly the same as if I had assigned both of those conflicting policies to the same group. So policy sets don't change that. Assignment restrictions still apply, like I said before. You have to know what kind of target the resource is appropriate for, whether it will only accept being assigned to devices or being assigned to users. And policy sets are not atomic, meaning if something doesn't apply to a device type, only that resource will not be applied. So if I put an Android policy into a policy set and assign it out to a bunch of Windows devices, Intune's not going to apply an Android policy to Windows devices. It'll just do nothing. But the rest of everything in the policy set will apply. So it's not an all or nothing deployment mode. But what if you don't even know what resources you need? What if you don't even know where to start? Policy sets are great if you have tons of resources, they're all correctly configured and ready to go. Creating resources, as I mentioned earlier, is also just one piece of a much larger set of workflows in order to get resources in the first place. Connecting to Apple for enrollment, or their App Store, connecting to Google for the same resources, your on-prem infrastructure. And the output of Endpoint Manager is also much more complex than just creating policy sets and device settings to be deployed. You can be creating custom sub-admin roles with RBAC. You can be creating custom reporting. And this is where we want to provide more guidance in an end-to-end setup. If I want to create a custom help desk role, I might have to go through multiple different channels to make sure they have all the right RBAC permissions in Azure AD, that they have the right RBAC permissions in Intune for the troubleshooting workflow, make sure all their assignments are right, make sure their scope tags to group are right. There's a lot of steps, and it's not just about assigning resources to groups. Or take the assignment example, I have a lot of mobile workers. All right, if I'm starting from scratch, I need to know how are their devices going to get enrolled? Do I need to connect to a third-party app service? Do I need to connect to on-prem connectors? All of that takes a lot of setup. Some of it's one-time setup, but there's choices that you get to make at a tenant level on how you connect all those resources in, even before you can create the apps or the policies. So this is the idea behind guided scenarios. A guided scenario is a new experience that we're building for high-end, end-to-end scenarios. So we want to be able to have it automatically check prerequisites, warn you if something isn't connected up, or you're not going to be able to enroll the device this way. We want to reduce the complexity of the experience. We're not just going to copy-paste all of the existing profiles and settings. We want to hide the uncommon settings and just say, let's get you up and running quickly with an end-to-end working workflow or prototype, and automatically provide default values that we know will work for the scenario that we're going for. So in V1, we've released 3 guided scenarios in public preview. So we're still working on them on fit and finish and polish. One is securing the Office mobile apps. This is essentially deploying Intune app protection policies for iOS and Android. We'll automatically do both iOS and Android together. You don't have to do 2 different policies and copy a bunch of settings. We're hiding more of the complex settings and providing smart defaults that we're observing as the industry's norms. Deploying Microsoft Edge for mobile. Automatically configure Edge to be picking up data from company portal, allow you to lock it down to certain home pages, and the Cloud Managed PC. Cloud Managed PC's goal is to completely prefabricate a Windows 10 device fully managed by the cloud, Azure Active Directory joined, Intune managed, has the latest Windows 10 security baseline on it. If you've purchased E5, we will also go ahead and automatically configure Windows Defender Advanced Threat Protection baseline, which is an additional set of security settings as part of its baseline. And then you can just try it out. It's super simple. You literally pick one user, one test device, and we prefabricate all the rest of it for it. And they allow you to easily get up and running and compare a cloud-native managed device. So to just show you what one of these looks like, let's just run through the deploy mobile edge scenario. So here I am back in Microsoft Endpoint Manager Admin Center. I'm going down to troubleshooting and support, and this is where guided scenarios live. Again, this is about helping you. If you're not sure where to start, this is a good place to start exploring or get a prefabricated deployment built out automatically. So I'll go ahead and pick Deploy Edge for mobile. All guided scenarios start with an introduction where we tell you up front, this is what we're going for, this is the scenario, this is what you can expect. If there's end user impact, we'll have a section saying this is what end users should expect once this is deployed on their device. We also try and tell you up front, here's the short list of things, critical information we can't do for you. You're going to have to bring us this information in order to be successful. On this page, we'll also check your RBAC permissions. So if you don't have the right admin permissions, we'll just stop you right there and say, you need to go get this. You need to go get these permissions before you can actually be successful. So basics, this is much like any other object creation. Again, I am adding a prefix to all the resources that will be created, and you can see as I type, any resource that is going to be created over every time I run this that will be unique to this run will get the prefix. Other resources that are just common, that we're just going to leverage every time you run it, they don't need the prefix. Configuration, in this case for Edge, we keep it really simplified. All the complicated SDK values, whether or not it's connecting to this or that version of the company portal, we just automatically handle that for you. We want to provide the impactful settings that change the end user experience up front. So here I can set the homepage shortcut. I can put prefabricate managed bookmarks. I can use blocked URLs if I want, fill that all in. And then I can go straight to assignments. If the users have their devices automatically enrolled to Intune already on iOS and Android, Edge will automatically be installed. I didn't even have to go create the apps. We'll just handle that for you. I didn't have to create any app assignments. I didn't have to organize it. You just tell me which group of users, and it'll automatically put it all together. Similarly, simple review and create. In the background, while we're processing any number of resources it takes for the guided scenario to be successful, we'll just let you know that everything succeeded. All the creation, all the assignments. We package it all up into a policy set, and from the post-create page here, I can see exactly what was created. I can click on any of these links to go to the workspace where that type of resource lives. And if I want to see the advanced view, the full view, no hidden settings, I want to see all the settings, I can just click on it, it opens it up, I can look at its properties, and I can see everything that I would have seen if I had to have clicked through all of those steps to actually open these blades and create these resources. We also provide all the links for documentation. Now, once I hit close here, I can't get back to this particular view. This view is for as long as you actually have the wizard open. We are working on a V2, where you're going to be able to go back to guided scenarios and see the previous deployments and actually make edits in this mode if you want to make edits later. All right, to summarize, so Endpoint Manager is your one-stop shop portal for enterprise endpoint management. Go to devicemanagement.microsoft.com. We'll soon be updating that with a URL that matches the branding for that, but for today, it's still devicemanagement.microsoft.com. It's the simplified place where you have all your endpoint management products. Use policy sets to simplify the organization of endpoint resources. That way, you can easily always know what a group is getting from Intune and go back and edit it. And if you're not sure where to start, take a look at guided scenarios. And if you haven't started using Intune to manage PCs yet, try the cloud managed PC guided scenario just to set up a test device and compare it to a PC that you're currently managing with group policy or on-prem resources. And lastly, if you're interested in giving your direct input into these workflows and the UI, sign up at this link and you can actually contact our UX design research team and actually get involved in focus groups if you have opinions on, hey, I really think a workflow will work better if you organize it this way or put this first.